So Team USA clobbered Brazil. 122-87. They shot almost 58% from the floor. If we wanted a shot, we got it and mostly made it. So we do know that the world is getting much better at basketball, and we're still crushing everybody. Now, Jokic is really great. So is Wemby, and South Sudan's length and athleticism has given us some problems. But in those 5 exhibition games, I'm watching these thinking, man, they're pretty close. But KD didn't play, and these European teams tend to play together more often, so they were initially tighter units. But the more we practice, the more we play, let's be honest, we came in as favorites. We didn't play much defense or with much intensity in the first 5 exhibition games. Now the game's starting, and our biggest rival is apathy. Are we going to stay engaged enough to beat Serbia and Jokic for the 3rd time? And it should be pointed out that Serbia may have a Jokic, and Greece may have a Giannis, and Canada's got an SGA, and France has a Wemby. We have an all-star team. And we've had 4 leading scorers in the last 4 games. We can do anything. We can go big and defensive first with Derek White, AD, and Bam. We can put a shooters lineup out there. Those are the ones KD's in. And then you have super high basketball IQ LeBron James to make it all work. So in basketball, the best Euros come to our country to face the best. And in our country, our best soccer players go to Europe to face the world's best. And that's just the way it is. The top 2 or 3 players right now are European. But, I mean, we just have to stay engaged. And the other thing I think that's going on, and I think it's a real thing. Remember when Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, one of the first great European players was Tony Kukoc. And Kukoc was long, 6'7", 6'8", left-handed shooter, clever finesse player. And MJ and Pippen, Kukoc has since said it was awful. It was an awful experience. Pippen and MJ, locked him out, pushed him around, made it really difficult. They wanted to prove domestic American superiority, and they were right. And I do think part of what you're seeing with Team USA is they've been told now for 2 or 3 years, Europe's taken over the NBA. Our guys have been told, Europe's got all the best players. So our guys are like, oh, you think so? Oh, okay. Have you noticed the defensive intensity in some of these games? You're getting guys that are worth $500, $900, $1 billion playing like it's Game 7 of the finals. Is it for the flag? Yep, but I also think it's for pride. Everybody's talking about Jokic and Giannis. Here comes Wemby and Luka, and our guys are like, nah, bruh, no, we're not going to have that. We're going to blow you guys out. So there's a little bit of a Ryder Cup pride going on right now. And as you've had this sort of umbrella, this discussion, this narrative of Europe's taken over the NBA, I think our guys have had enough of it.
Okay, let's talk about this. I do have to call Colin out real fast because, and I'm a huge fan of Colin. You guys all know that. Colin is my absolute favorite media person out there. But the fact that he did not mention Embiid, who played a great game, okay, who was dominant in that game, he doesn't even mention it. Bezos says Booker and Ant, but doesn't mention Embiid. First off, Booker's just hitting wide open shots. Ant is playing against the second unit. Embiid was the starter, set the pace, knocking down threes, having big boy moments that the entire roster is, the bench is jumping up, right? They're even yelling at the crowd, supporting Embiid, which was awesome. You see Anthony Davis leap to his feet and Bam leap to his feet. And he doesn't mention that. Because a couple days ago, he was blasting Embiid as being the weakest player on the team, the worst player on the team, saying that he only won an MVP because people don't like Jokic. And now Embiid steps up, plays great, plays dominant and ferocious, plays awesome defense, has blocks, getting boards, and he doesn't even mention it. That's just wrong to me. That's just not right. Booker, again, was just literally, and Booker played great and so did Ant, but Booker just was literally just kind of getting the ball and just hitting wide open shots. Let's kind of be serious here. Some of the big moments of that game were not Booker or Ant. It was actually AD in that ferocious slam. It was Embiid knocking threes back. And like I said, that other and one call, like you were just seeing some of these great moments, and you were seeing like the team, like that's what was great when those moments were happening. You could see everyone get together. When AD, had that, put back slam, Joel Embiid leaps up to his feet, which I love. I love seeing those moments because the media and even fans for that matter are trying to put these players against each other, right? Embiid needs to be benched for AD, and Bam needs to start, and this or that, and yet they're all supporting each other. AD, Bam, Embiid, they're all kind of fighting for minutes, and yet they all absolutely support each other, like unconditionally, and they're there, and they know that Embiid's getting booed by the crowd, and so what is the bench when Embiid's balling out? They're taunting the crowd. They're going like, oh yeah. You see AD do that, and Bam be like, yeah, that's right. You're gonna keep booing? Go ahead. Embiid's balling now. Like, that's so awesome. I love those moments. That's what the Olympics are about, actually. That's the unity that we always want to talk about, whether it be our country or our team. Like, that is what we love to see. And so to not highlight that, I think is just a missed opportunity, because those have been my biggest takeaways that I've truly, truly loved. That and the fact that LeBron James, if you didn't see this is one of the funniest things ever. LeBron James was walking out after, because he got hit in the face, and so when he was walking back to the bench, after from being taken back to the locker room, I assume, the fans started like cheering, and they started getting louder and louder. And he starts waving to the fans, and then he sits down on the bench, and then he like puts the fake crown on his head because they're cheering more and more, and he's like kind of getting all into it. And the crowd wasn't clapping for him. It was that a French swimmer just walked into the to the stadium and was taking a seat, and so they were giving him a standing ovation. This whole time he thought that they were clapping for him, and he's putting the crown on his head, and they weren't even talking to him. They weren't even looking at him. You could literally see the crowd having their back turned to LeBron because they're facing the crowd looking for the French swimmer. One of the funniest moments. That's another thing, though. But these Olympics have just been awesome. They really, really have. I really genuinely feel connected to this because you see the players caring about each other. And to me, that's what makes it more fun. It's not just about winning. I was talking about this with my friend the other night, because these games at this point, right, we expect America to win. We expect them to beat South Sudan and Brazil. And in fact, you can't even have too much pride about beating them, because they're like 10-year-olds at this point, right? You're just like, if you don't beat them, like, what are we talking about here? So you can't even like, slam your chest and be like, that's right, we beat South Sudan, all right. And it's like, well, you better. You got Booker, you got Ant, you got KD, you got Embiid, you got LeBron, you got Steph, you got Bam. I mean, we could just go on forever. So you better win. So it's like a little bit harder to really have that pride because you just expect it. Right? It's like being proud that you're better dressed than a homeless person. It's like, well, you should be. You lived a significantly better life than them, and you have significantly more opportunity than them. So to like have that pride and to have that, it feels weird to me personally. But seeing this team play together and unified and connected and actually care about each other, seeing Tyrese Halliburton like not really get a ton of playing time, but still have an ear-to-ear smile, still jumping all around on everyone and being so excited, watching KD roll the clock back, watching Ant try to feed the ball to KD, and then having KD feed the ball to Ant at a moment when the Team USA seems slightly lost, right? Or like maybe things are starting to slowly like go, the momentum shifting to the other team, and seeing like Steph or Booker or any of these other players defer to LeBron just to be like, we got to get the ball to LeBron, and LeBron now having that calming presence, even though these guys are all warriors and battling against each other for literal decades against each other. That's amazing. It's amazing because we've seen these guys essentially be enemies on the court, and seeing them all be unified together is awesome. That is what the Olympics have been to me. That is what watching Team USA basketball has been. It's just been this awesome, uplifting, exciting experience. The games haven't been very close, and again, that's why I can't believe that's right. We dominated that game, 122-87, and it's like, well, yeah, you should. So I'm looking for other ways to enjoy this and experience it. I think the next couple rounds will be a little bit more intense. They should be at least, but I would be shocked. I think a lot of people at this point would be shocked if they ended up losing. But These have just been really enjoyable games. And like I said, it's fun because we're watching the players have fun and we're watching these players actually care. And that has always been the biggest issue that we have as NBA fans, is that we watch these games, the 20th game of the season, a game in November, December, January, whatever. It's just like, we know it doesn't really matter. We know that the Lakers, the Warriors, whoever can win 3 games in a row and get rocked by 20 points each game, and it doesn't actually matter. These games matter. The players care. They're enjoying themselves. They're having fun, and it's easy for us to kind of put ourselves there, and we feel like we're kind of there with them, and it's just been awesome. I've been a really big fan of this team and how they're playing and just the overall experience. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think that anyone can actually challenge Team USA? Have you been enjoying these games? Has it been fun for you to watch, or has it been kind of boring? Who do you think's been kind of balling out? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.